Hello and welcome to another swatch review. My name is Ashley. I am Polished Mist here and on Instagram. I'm a huge fan of small indies, and if you are too, please hit that like and subscribe to see more videos like this about small indie brands. So at the beginning of August, I had some family things going on, and that coincided with the Cirque Jarritos collection coming out. And I was super excited. All the sneak peeks really got me. So I ended up not getting the Cirque Jarritos collection for a few reasons. I'll explain it as I experienced it. The first was that Cirque has like this jelly collection that they always do that is nothing but pure jellies. And they combined that with the Jarritos collection coming out. And I was kind of disappointed because that's kind of boring, just jellies and nothing else. Don't get me wrong, I love a jelly. But then the second reason I didn't get it is because all the jellies that I have not paid more than $7 for. Because jelly is the least expensive type of polish to make. And I understand that it's a collab, so they're paying for that IP licensing. I get that. Maybe don't do your jelly collection. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shade anyone, but maybe don't do your jellies collection for an expensive polish collection collab you're doing. But anyways, that's just from a consumer standpoint why I didn't get it. I love jellies. But anyways, third, when Cirque reposted it, they changed the shade, the new shade coming out, so that it wouldn't look so similar to the old shade. So I'm not even gonna. So I went looking for a collection that was going to give me the same vibes. I still wanted a jelliness to them. But I wanted more. I wanted something worth my money. So I wanted more than just a jelly finish. And I got super close. Exact. Sorry, I'm moving the camera. We're exact. I'm so excited. So 4 out of 5. Is it 4 out of? No, 6. I want to say 6 out of. No, sorry. Stop. 5 out of 6 I feel were even better than what Cirque had going on. And the collection I'm talking about is the Plus Life Lacquer Soda Pop Shop collection. Now I have been seeing this collection for a pretty long time, since Plus Life Lacquer first came onto my radar. Jeremy from Acule Nails always talks about this collection. It's one of his favorites. So if you're someone who's interested in really small brands and supporting small brands, I highly recommend these instead of getting the Cirque. All of these have the same finish. They are these jellies with shiny silver flaky and shredded microflakes. These, you get more. Compared to a 10 milliliter bottle to a 15 milliliter bottle, you're getting more for your money. These are $13, so you're saving $150, getting a fun polish, getting 5 more milliliters of product, and you're supporting an actual small business. Now, Cirques are handmade, but they're like at a bigger capacity. Like this person, the owner of Cirque, rents the space. They don't mix it themselves. It's still hand mixed by employees. Where this, what I consider indies, handmade, when you talk to customer service, you're talking to the owner. That's what I mean by indies. You don't have employees, you don't have a rented space, you don't have a warehouse. That's indie to me. I like to support indies. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you would like to support indies, I highly recommend this one. Anyways, I'm getting rambling now. I bought all these polishes. And I know what you're thinking, Ashley, you did not need this many polishes for the 6 polishes. This is 9 polishes. Yeah, I got these 3, hoping that like if I just used one coat, it would get pretty close, and it got pretty close. You'll see in the swatches, but I did swatch all these at the same time so you could see. And I felt compelled to buy both of these because this one was closest to what I was going for, which is the grapefruit, or what is it? Oh, toronja, which is the Spanish grapefruit, but I've only ever seen it say grapefruit on the bottles I get. But this one is called Lime River. I was like, that's not lime. That's not the lime Jarritos. I didn't get the lime Jarritos because I don't need the diabetes, you guys. Oh, they do have a lime color that I think would be perfect for the Jarritos lime. But I think this would be perfect. This would be the perfect shade for it. There are 3 other shades that are part of this collection. I'm going to keep them in my cart for Black Friday. There's a purple, a blue, and a black. And I didn't have any excuse for getting those because those colors don't exist in Jarritos. But if you haven't tried Mexican sodas, I highly recommend them. They're everywhere here where I live, every corner market, even if it's not a Mexican restaurant, even if it's not a Mexican shop. I can go to the Chevron and it will be there. Jarritos is just a big deal here. So that's why I was really excited for the Cirque collection, and then really disappointed when I saw what actually came out after the sneak peeks. And then I'm so excited that I found something to replace that. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video, so I tricked myself into doing it because I know it's super late. It's October. This came out in August. I didn't think anyone was going to want to see any of it, but I already bought them. And so I just did a 3-finger swatch. I want to say I hope that's okay with you, but honestly, I just did it for me. So, and I can make this video and have an excuse to have Jarritos. I just wanted to have a video so that I can bug my husband to get me 5 bottles of Jarritos and find the Mexican cola because I wanted to try the Mexican cola. Anyways, if you made it this far, swatches are coming up next. Congratulations. If you made it this far, you must really, really want these polishes because I have been talking way too much. So on to the swatches. Starting off with these that were not exact matches. The first one is a magenta jelly called Berry Bubbles. Leans purple, purpley, pink, whatever you want to call it. Magenta. The second one is Love You Most. I for sure thought this was going to be a match, but on the website it's described as cranberry, so I wasn't sure if it was the only one I should get. Next is Strawberry Fanta-sy or Fanta-sy. I thought this would also be pretty close because it's described just as red and what is pink but not a light red. So this is what I found. So in one coat, I think you could pass off berry a little bit. Strawberry Fanta-sy was a little bit too bright, and Love You Most not at all. In the second coat, we're just getting further away from matching Guava. So that's just something we have to accept. So while I'm at it, here's 3 coats. Very pretty polishes, very beautiful finishes. It's just not a Guava. Not a Guava in this collection. Now this orange, on the other hand, really, really close. Look at this. Up against the Mandarin, it is almost spot on. This is called Orange Rush, I think after the popular Orange Crush. So in this first coat, it is an almost exact color match. Just look at it. Now with the second coat, it is getting a little bit brighter, a little too bright to be that Mandarin orange. The brightness is really coming through at this point, but still looks good to me. On the third coat, the brightness doesn't really get any brighter. You just get a little bit more of that flaky goodness, And I think this is a pretty good match for what I'm asking for. And definitely a much better match than any of the other polishes I tried to make work for Guava. Next, these two. And I'm pretty sure the maker made this with this Jarritos in mind. It's called Pineapple Pop, but we don't really call soda pop here. In the first coat, I can totally see this matching just the clarity of the yellow, the shade of the yellow. I think this is a perfect match. This is absolutely the perfect polish for this soda. Now, I just want to address something here. People who look at yellow polish and I heard that they think of pee, I think you guys need some help. I kid, of course, but as a new fan of yellow, that never crossed my mind. I just didn't like yellow because of the tones it brought out in my skin, but you do you. Anyways, by the third coat, I want to say this turns more of a honey color, which I'm not hating, but I think at 2 coats was perfect. On to the next pair, which I think is absolutely perfect. Just look at them in the bottles. Perfect, except for the name. Lime River. There's a lime Jarritos and it looks nothing like this. But look at this color. This color match is absolutely perfect. I did some coats thicker than others. You can tell that my ring finger looks a little bit lighter. But just building this up, I feel like it was perfect at every stage. This was spot on. I'm going to make a petition for Plus Life Lacquer to rename this. It needs to be Grapefruit. I understand this is based on American sodas. I think this is based off of Sprite. But no, look at this. It's perfect. I know this soda was probably not on Summer's radar at all, but look at this. It needs to be grapefruit. It's the grapefruit soda from Jarritos. You don't need to call it toronja, but look at this. And onto the Mexican cola. We have a Mexican cola Jarritos, which looks black. I know it does, but it has this brown caramel color, which most colas have, which is why this is called Cola Wars. So are you a Coke person? Are you a Pepsi person? Answer the Cola War question. So the first coat is this beautiful, beautiful brown jelly. Now, of course, all colas are colored with caramel coloring, and it looks black in the density of the bottle, but if you saw the neck, it is brown. I'm going to get lots of neck shots with this one. All of these polishes build up beautifully. This brown is no exception. The more layers I put, I just see the levels of caramel coloring that you can see in the bottle, and it's perfect. It's beautiful. Browns don't get a lot of love, so I'm happy Plus Life Lacquer gave it some love. It's a soda collection. Why wouldn't you do a brown? Cirque, looking at you because your Mexican cola polish was red. That's one thing I did not understand. Making it red just made me think of Mexican Coke. And that's a different brand. It's not Jarritos, it's their competitor. Anyways, I'm not going to tell a business how to business, but I just felt like that business choice was a choice. You could have gone brown. Look at this caramely brown, artificial caramel coloring brown. It's perfect. Summer, hit it out of the park. Get the Plus Life Lacquer one. And for the finale, the topper. This topper, Extra Fizz, is way better than Cirque. Inspired by the sparkly bubbles of carbonated beverages with a clear base, silver reflective, and mini hollow microsheds. This polish earned its name. It is so extra, and the reflective glitters just add something extra, like Fizz. I was just saying, I wanted something more from the Cirque collection. And if you don't get anything from this collection, say you already have jellies, get this topper. It'll turn all of your jellies into whatever soda you want, and you get that extraness that it needs to be soda. Just look at it. You need this in your life. So those are my swatches. Like I said, if you can get past not having the Guava Mama there, or a perfect shade for Guava Mama, Guava, the perfect shade for Guava, I highly, highly recommend. Well, I still highly, highly recommend these three. They're still very beautiful, very nice polishes. But if you're strictly looking for replacements for the Jarritos collection, I would say Orange Rush for the Mandarin, the Pineapple Pop for the Piña, Lime River for Toronja, this Cola Wars for the Mexican Cola. Oh, not that one. And Extra Fizz, which I think is better than their Azúcar. Like, I think this is so much better than what Cirque even did. So, if anything, get this. Even if you got that collection. Oh, hi, buddy. So, if you get anything, I would say, even if you got the Cirque collection, I would say get this because it is different from the one Cirque came out with. I think it is totally what the name says, extra. It is so extra. I love it. It is beautiful. Highly recommend that. I'm gonna put that in front of the Guava since Guava doesn't exist. Yeah, so I highly, highly recommend these. If you were interested in that Jarritos collection, did you get it? I'm not gonna judge you if you did. 2, are you gonna wait for Black Friday? 3, are you thinking about getting these now that I showed you? Huh? Am I being an influencer? I'm really happy with my purchase. I'm so glad I got these. And not just for the chance to talk about Mexican soda. Thank you for watching my video. Bye. I do want to say though, I want to get this on camera. I have never had this Mexican cola from Jarritos. I have always been a guava girl, like I said. I like their lime too, their grapefruit. That's more or less what I stick to. I'll have mandarin if it's the only thing that's there. Piña's okay. It's just, I don't really like that fake pineapple flavor. So I'm gonna try this on camera for the first time because I just feel like it. Wanna hear? So this is Mexican cola. It's kind of weird. Like, it kind of tastes like, I always get the Mexican Coke in the glass bottle. This almost doesn't have like that sweet aftertaste. No, it says cane sugar. It's okay. If this and the Coke were available, the glass Mexican Coke were available at the same time, I wouldn't reach for this one instead of the glass Coke. I would get the glass Coke. But it's interesting. Like, it tastes like a cola, for sure. But there's something different about it. It has like less flavor, I want to say. But it's not bad. I give it a 4 out of 5. Like, if Coke was there, I would get the Coke instead. But it just depends on what I'm having and if this is available and glass Coke isn't. And usually at taco trucks and stuff, real Mexican restaurants, glass Coke. Just glass Coke. Anyways, oh my goodness, you couldn't even see the sodas this whole time. I'm so dumb. I drank this one already while I was watching. I'm not gonna drink the rest of these. I'll save these for my kids for the weekend. They get soda on the weekends. Or with any tacos, really, grapefruit's my go-to. It's kind of like a squirt. But if we're just strictly talking Jarritos, guava, grapefruit, those are honestly the only ones I ever go for. If they're not there, I'll go for the glass squirt, glass Coke, and that's it. Those are my top 4. I guess I would do the Mexican Coke before I did Mandarin, but to be honest, like I said, I've never tried this. I've never seen this available at the taco trucks, at the ramate, at anywhere I've ever had Mexican food. So that's brand new to me. This is like when it came out with the Cirque Jarritos Mexican cola, I was like, what is that? And I had to Google it, and I was like, what? I don't know if it's the pocket of California I'm in, or maybe I'm just not in the spots that have it, but I got this from the Vallarta. It tastes fine. I'm just being an asshole. I'm just being picky.